I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. Just saw it live. Sorry. She quickly deleted that tweet, then went on to say this. Police racially profiled my father and told him to remove credentials and tried to arrest him. It's been a long night for me. I apologize. And of course, it was a long night because this is what she tweeted before the game. 10 minutes till game time, and the whole team's families are sitting here on a bus. They won't let us in yet. Interesting tactic, though. Again, and Curry and Steve Kerr each were fined $25K. Steph Curry, obviously. Stephen A., what is your reaction to all of this?
Well, I have several reactions, several points. As it pertains to Ayesha Curry, Steph Curry's wife, beautiful young lady, promising future, but she stepped out of line. She stepped out of pocket. I'm not going to, I'm trying to sound as appropriate as I possibly can. You are the wife of Steph Curry. What you do is a reflection on him. What you do is a reflection on the organization he works for. You have to be mindful of that. You can't get caught up in your own individual emotions and having this zest to speak out to the point where it compromises your husband. That is not what you should be doing. And the fact that she did that, she was wrong. It came across as very classless. That's a highly incendiary remark to accuse the NBA Finals of being rigged because your husband got ejected from a game for the first time in his career. Nobody heard the word rigged when he won league MVP honors twice. Nobody heard the word rigged last year when he won the NBA Finals. But now that they've lost 2 straight and LeBron and the Cavs have been giving it to them, suddenly stuff is rigged. She's an adorable young lady with an incredibly promising future. I wish her nothing but love, respect, and happiness, but you can't do that. You just can't do that. And I'm quite sure somebody got to her, which is why she ultimately deleted the tweet. My other point that I would like to make, which will be deemed somewhat controversial, but I don't particularly give a damn, is that while I don't have any problem whatsoever with the lovely and beautiful Mrs. Curry, meaning Steph's mother and you know, Dell's wife, blowing kisses at the crowd and stuff like that. It's a little bit extra, but that's all right. That's all in the game. You know, you're being heckled. Everybody's going crazy. You're in enemy territory. That's your response. There's no problem with that. What is controversial about what I'm about to say, I will present in question form, rhetorical or otherwise. If that was Savannah, LeBron's wife, if that were Gloria, LeBron's mother, what would we be saying? LeBron James has a mom and has a wife, has kids, great guy, even greater ambassador of the game of basketball than Steph Curry because he's done it over the test of time. Wonderful, beautiful father. And I got news for you. As beautiful as everybody wants to say Ayesha Curry is, and she is, Savannah is something special. I'm here to tell you something right now. Ain't a man alive, particularly a black man, that's going to look at LeBron James' wife and not say that that woman ain't gorgeous. Well, she's wonderful inside and out. She sits there. She doesn't bring any attention to herself. She never tweets and goes out there and calls out the league and stuff like that. And nobody is more scrutinized than her husband. But yet, she thinks about how she represents him. And as a result, she doesn't do that. LeBron James and his wife, Savannah, can make a legitimate argument that they're the first family of the NBA. But Steph Curry and his family are the ones that get treated like that. I have no problem with it from the standpoint that they are wonderful. And I know that they're deserving of all the adulation that they get. But it does give me cause to pause. How Steph Curry just comes on the scene in terms of being relevant with a championship run last year. But LeBron James and his family have been in the spotlight since he entered this league. He got married years ago. Savannah is sensational. His kids are wonderful. You've seen him doing commercials with them and everything like that. This man has been the epitome of a modeled citizen and ambassador, to the point where the only thing LeBron James has ever gotten in trouble for was the decision to take his talents to South Beach in terms of how he handled it. That's it. In 13 years in his career. And his family has been as upstanding as they come. I'm talking about his wife and kids. But everybody veers towards Steph Curry. And they're ignoring this. If this were Savannah acting like this, do you know how much heat LeBron James may have taken? I just want people to think about that, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. I've been thinking about it as you speak, and you make some fascinating points, but I toss these points back at you. The reason Steph's family has been front and center in the spotlight is that he wants them to be out there in the spotlight. He obviously has encouraged it, and obviously Steph's father was a very good NBA player and a great shooter. So you have a connection where he's been in the spotlight. He's a commentator, is it radio and TV, I think, for obviously the Charlotte franchise. So he's still in the spotlight already, and Steph seems to have no problem with either his mom or his wife being interviewed. He seems to enjoy it. Good for him. On the other side of the coin is LeBron James. Remember the incident, help me out, Stephen A., I'm just completely off the top of my head, 6, 8 years ago. Remember when LeBron got upset that his mother was making a fuss in the end zone seats?
And he screamed at her.
Yeah, he said, sit your, you know what, down. Remember that?
Which was very disrespectful on his part, and you don't talk to your mama that way.
But
yes,
the point
that's true.
was, he was telling her to do something that Steph doesn't tell his mama to do, right? Like, Steph is fine if she's going to blow kisses, the fans go back and forth. Steph's cool with that. LeBron did not want his mom to be in that kind of a spot, to put herself and him in that kind of spotlight. Just calm down, sit in your seat. You can applaud and cheer and all, but don't make a spectacle of yourself.
First of all, she was closer to the court.
She was.
And secondly, she was screaming either at a player or a ref.
I believe it was a referee.
Whereas Steph Curry's mom and wife are in the stands higher up. They're not that close to the court, so Steph Curry would have no reason. Not only that, I wouldn't say the word that he's encouraging them. They do what they want to do. I mean, you're going to tell your parents what to do. LeBron may have had that luxury. Most guys don't. But again, it's not like they're on the court screaming at referees or screaming at opposing players, because we don't know what Steph Curry would say if they did something like that. And I don't think they would do something like that.
You know Savannah in ways I don't know her because I can't see her.
Wonderful woman.
LeBron protects her from the spotlight. She's out of sight and mostly out of mind for me because she's not front and center. That's by design, I'm pretty sure, by King James, right?
Let me answer that. Let me answer. Wrong. Wrong. Savannah is not like that at all. LeBron doesn't have to protect her. She doesn't put herself in those positions. She's at practically every home game. Every time I'm in Cleveland, just like when I was in Miami, I saw her at every game. Everyone knows who she is. She sits in the same place. She's at every game, and she's just as pleasant as you can be.
I have no doubt about that, but I got to tell you, I'm the one who's always watching television. I see Steph's parents and Steph's wife constantly, maybe 4 or 5 shots a game. I never see Savannah on television. In this finals, I've not seen Savannah.
That's where I'm going. I'm asking you, why is that? Because I'm telling you, she sits in the same location. When she was in Miami, she would sit, she would sit at seats near Gabrielle Union, who was there obviously supporting Dwayne Wade. Everybody knows where she is, but she's quiet, she's unassuming, she doesn't bother, she stays in her lane, she plays her position. She is LeBron's wife, and anything that she says or does can fall back on him. She is protective of her man.
Okay, but don't you think that's come from LeBron? that not that he's ordering, but he's made her aware you have to be careful. And meanwhile, well,
doesn't have to.
Well, okay, so she gets it.
Skip,
okay,
Skip, I got a big mouth. My mother's one of the quietest people on the planet. She never brings, certain people are like that. Savannah doesn't want the attention.
Right. Okay, last quick point. I want to defend Steph's wife here because she was standing by her man, and I appreciate that. And I get what you're saying. You have to be careful. We see so many Twitter victims, and maybe in this case she was, because you can't let your emotions run amok. It's what Coach Herman Edwards always, don't hit send. Think twice before you hit send. She had just gone through what she called a tactic, and it may have been the whole traveling party. All the family got stuck on a bus. It's possible because Jay-Z and Beyonce were ahead of them, and it sort of stalled the entrance into the back of the arena. But the point is, I think they were a little late for tip-off. I think you told me they were right on time, but I think she indicated they missed a little bit of the first of the game. And she called it a possible tactic on the part of the Cavaliers just to mess with their minds. I don't know. I don't have any idea. But she's emotional and over-emotional already. And then, go ahead.
That's all I'm saying. That's my point right there, what you just made. My point to you is she's a wonderful young lady with an incredibly promising future. They're a wonderful family. I'm not going to sit up here and negatively talk about somebody's wife. I don't know this woman. She seems to be an absolutely wonderful, wonderful person. But when you're out there tweeting and stuff like that, Skip, I would say this to any lady who is the lady of a man. If you are doing that, you are thinking about yourself and not him. Yeah. And that puts him in a compromising or potentially precarious position. Yep. And I believe you have an obligation to look out for your man like that.
I got it, but I was with her in spirit. What she was reacting to after all the stress she'd been through, including getting her father, as she said, being profiled, I didn't have a big issue with it.
Molly, I don't know what your comments are. What I would say to you is that is not the first time, or the second time, or the 10th time that Ayesha Curry has tweeted. And when you tweet a lot, you are Steph Curry. You're not just Ayesha Curry. You are Steph Curry's wife.
Yep. No doubt.
Period.
Maybe she thinks that's how she's defending him. And all I can say is,
I'm sure.
Every relationship's different, and every personality, and everyone handles every couple social media differently as well. But we do have to go to break. We're going to stay with Steph Curry, but focus on the beef between him and LeBron. It got a little heated last night. Is there a rivalry brewing? We examine how personal the series has become after the